here for our state level online lectures, and hope every one of you all are doing fine. Now today again we'll continue with the same chapter which we have uh, which we were studying yesterday. So now today we will continue with this later on parts. So the name of the chapter is, we all know, it is chapter number 13 of your science textbook, and it is of science 1, carbon, an important element. Earlier we have seen with the crystalline form of carbon, they were diamond, graphite, and fullerene. We have completed with this. Now today we will start with our non-crystalline form of carbon. So therefore, we'll start now then. Now, all of you might have come through my name now, though it may be difficult for you. So my name is Patan Arifa Khatun. I am from Worli CFS English Municipal Secondary School, and today we are here for learning the Science and Technology Part 1, paper Part 1, and you all know all of you are in standard 9. So now let's start with our topic, that is non-crystalline or amorphous form of carbon. Okay, non-crystalline or amorphous form of carbon. Earlier we have seen crystalline form. Now the non-crystalline or amorphous forms of carbon. Now in this type, the arrangement of carbon atoms is irregular. In this type, the arrangement of carbon atoms is irregular. It is irregular. So that what does it mean? If we have seen diamond, graphite, and fullerene, all of them were possessing a particular shape. Like diamond was, it was having a plain surface and sharp edges and a definite geometrical, any figure-like shape. Then in case of graphite, it was a hexagonal shape, and for fullerene also, it possessed a buckyball-like shape. But in non-crystalline form of carbon, the arrangement of carbon atoms is irregular. That means it does not have a definite shape. Secondly, then after it, the non-crystalline forms of carbon are. The non-crystalline forms of carbon are, first one is the coal, then second is the charcoal, and the third one would be the coke. COKE. These three are the non-crystalline forms of carbon. These three are the non-crystalline form of carbon. Read it nicely: coal, charcoal, and coke. Now let us see again. Now an introduction about coal. What it is? Coal is nothing but a fossil fuel. Coal is nothing but a fossil fuel. It contains carbon, hydrogen, oxygen. Also it contains nitrogen, phosphorus, and sulfur. All these elements are present in coal. It occurs in the solid forms. Coal occurs in the solid forms. Coal occur in the solid forms. Now let's move on to our next slide. That is the types of the coal. Types of coal. Now, what are the types of coal? What would be the types of coal? We'll see. It is given in our textbook. Now, here, types of coal would be, the first one is peat. P-E-A-T. The first one is peat. Formation of peat. In the slide, in the pics also you can see steps of coal formation. There are 4 steps for formation of coal. That is, the first step is peat, the second is lignite, the third is bituminous coal, and the fourth one is anthracite. Fourth one is anthracite. Now the peat. Peat formation is the first step of coal. When the coal is formed, what is the first step? Peat, P-E-A-T. It contains high proportion of water and less than 60% of carbon. That means carbon is less than that, less than 60%, and the proportion of water is more. Therefore, due to this property, not much heat can be obtained from peat. You cannot obtain a very high peat or a high amount of heat from your peat. So what is peat? Peat is the first step in the formation of coal. It contains more water, less carbon, and therefore you cannot obtain much heat from peat. So that's all for peat. The second form or the second type of coal is lignite. Peat was transformed into lignite due to the increased pressure and temperature inside the earth. I told you earlier only that coal is a fossil fuel. Fossil fuels are found under the earth only. Fossil fuels are found under the earth only. So lignite, in case of lignite, how lignite was formed? Peat was transferred into or transformed into lignite due to the pressure and temperature under the earth. It contains 60 to 70% of carbon. It contains 60 to 70% of carbon, and it is the second step in the formation of coal. It is the second step in the formation of coal. What is the percentage of carbon here? 60 to 70%, and it is the second step in the formation of coal. The third step for formation of coal is the bituminous coal. It is the third step of coal formation. It contains more carbon. How much it contains? It contains 70 to 90% of carbon. Now the coal is getting to form, no? So the percentage of carbon is also increasing. Bituminous coal is the third step in the formation of coal, and it contains 70 to 90% of carbon. It contains 70 to 90% of carbon. Then the fourth step in the formation of coal. The fourth step in the formation of coal, or the fourth type, is the anthracite. Anthracite is known as the pure form of coal. Anthracite is known as the pure form of coal, and it is also considered a metamorphic rock. It is also considered as a metamorphic rock, and it is the pure form of coal. This coal is very hard, and it contains 95% of carbon. It is almost a coal. The fourth step, the final step for formation of coal, and also it contains 95% of carbon. It contains 95% of carbon. So these were the 4 types of coal, or you can also, in a twisted manner, it can be also asked, what are the stages in the formation of coal? You have to describe all these points like peat and its description, lignite, bituminous coal, or anthracites. Sometimes it can be asked in the web diagram. You all are aware of the web diagram which you are usually solving in every subject. In an activity sheet, like what different types of the stages of coal in the formation of coal. So you can just name it: peat, lignite, bituminous, anthracite. Okay. Next part is charcoal. The next one is the charcoal. Next part is charcoal. The charcoal that is made from animals is made from their bones, horns, etc. The charcoal which is obtained from animal. The charcoal which is obtained from animal is made from the bones of the animals or the horns of the animals. On the other hand, and the charcoal which is made from plants, charcoal which is made from plants is formed by combustion. Combustion means burning of wood, combustion of wood or burning of wood in an insufficient supply of air. If charcoal is supposed to be made from plant by burning the wood, then the supply of air is insufficient. At such time only charcoal is formed. When charcoal is made from, when charcoal is obtained from animals, it is made from their bones or bones and horns. And when charcoal is made from plants, it is formed by burning of wood in an insufficient supply of air. The uses of charcoal or coal can be said, we all know that coal is used as a fuel in factories as well as in homes. If coal is supposed to be said, if coal is supposed to be used in factories, that is in thermal power plants, the generation of electricity, yeah, coal is used as a fuel. Fuel means, you must know it, fuel means a substance which gives you heat and light. Which gives you heat and light, that is fuel. So coal is used as a fuel in factories as well as in villages. Since India is our agricultural country and most of our India, it lies within the villages only. So today also coal is used in homes for cooking purpose and many other purposes. Coal is used to obtain coke, coal gas, and coal tar. Coal is used to obtain coke. The last form of crystalline carbon is coke. So it is made from coal. So coal is used to obtain coke, coal gas, and coal tar. Later on, coal is also used in, I told you, thermal power plants for the generation of electricity. In factories, for different purpose, for heating purpose, for heating the different types of metals and all. And also here in thermal power plants, coal is mainly used for generation of electricity. This I am saying to you directly. First, the coal is burned, then heat is obtained, then water is heated, steam is obtained, and afterwards that steam gets converted into water, and the turbines they move on, and in this way the electricity is formed. This you will learn later on in 10th standard, in some of the chapter in science too. Now the next part is the coke. Next part is the coke. The pure coal that remains when coal gas has been taken away from coal is called coke. Coke is also pure coal, but when all the gas from the coal has been removed and whatever that is left, that is coke, C-O-K-E. The pure coal that remains when the complete gas has been taken away from coal, and whatever that is left, whatever the residue that is left behind, whatever the substance that is left behind, it is nothing but the coke. Uses of coke are, it is used as domestic fuel. For household purposes, it is used as a reducing agent in many of the laboratories. It is used in the production of water gas, CO plus H2, and producer gas, CO plus H2 plus CO2 plus N2. The formula for producer gas is been given in the bracket, and for water gas it has been given in again the bracket, that is CO plus H2. So I hope you might have understood this, and everything it is written in your textbook itself. You can go through in your textbook also. Now let's move on to our another part, that is the hydrocarbons. Hydrogen, carbon, hydrocarbons. What are hydrocarbons? They are the basic organic compounds. Hydrocarbons are the basic organic compounds. What is the detailing? Let us see. The compounds formed from only one carbon and hydrogen are called basic organic compounds. They are also called as hydrocarbons. The compounds which contains only carbon and only hydrogen, they are called as organic compound. Their other name is hydrocarbons. Yes, earlier I have just told you that the compounds which are obtained from plants and animals, they are the organic compounds. And the compounds obtained from minerals are the inorganic compounds. But here we want to know about only the organic compounds. So very simple definition for that. The compounds which contain carbon and only hydrogen, they are the organic compounds. They are also called as hydrocarbons. A carbon atom can form 4 covalent bonds with other carbon atom or atoms of different elements. This you will know later, but just try to understand and listen carefully. I'm reading the second line, second paragraph's line. Carbon has the ability, we can say here, कि carbon has the ability, carbon के पास में ये क्षमता है, it has the ability to form 4 covalent bonds. Now, covalent bond in the earlier lecture I said you, single bonds, covalent bond, single bonds. So, carbon, it has the ability to form 4 covalent bonds with sometimes carbon or also sometimes with other elements. With other elements. 4 covalent bond, it can form covalent bonds, 4 covalent bonds with carbon also and with other different with the atoms of the different elements also. Let us see in detailing. Okay, yes, now there is one part for you. When a carbon atom shares one electron each with the 4 hydrogen atoms and 4 carbon CH and 4 CH bonds, a methane molecule is formed. Let us see what is a methane molecule. This is a methane molecule. You can understand here. Carbon has the ability to form 4 covalent bonds. You can clearly see 4 covalent bonds and the carbon is joined to hydrogen. Here you can say carbon has the ability to form a covalent bond with carbon also, with other element also. Now, who is the other element here? Hydrogen is the other element. Hydrogen is the element. So, this is the ability of carbon. This is the ability of carbon. It shares one electron each with 4 hydrogen atoms and form CH bonds. And a methane molecule is formed. This is the above one is the electron dot model and this is the structural formula of methane. Only one carbon is there and 4 hydrogen are there. So such molecule, this molecule is called as methane molecule. It is called as methane molecule. The formula for structural formula is the down one and the electron dot formula is the above one and the name is methane and in other words symbolically you can tell CH4. Why CH4? Because one carbon, H4, 4 hydrogens are there. Okay. And before about this, I would like to tell you that carbon, I told you the carbon can form 4 covalent bond with other carbon atom or atoms of different elements. Also, carbon shares one electron each with 4 hydrogen atoms and forms the CH bond, single bond. And therefore a methane molecule is formed. Now, since it is a covalent bond, what could be the properties of covalent bond then? It is a covalent bond which is formed between carbon and hydrogen and therefore the properties of a covalent bond needs to be studied. The properties of covalent bonds are that covalent bonds compounds have low melting point and boiling point. Covalent compound, they have low melting points as well as low boiling points. Generally, they are insoluble in water. They are insoluble. They do not dissolve in water, but they are soluble in organic solvents. They are soluble in organic solvents. Last one, they are poor conductors of heat and electricity. These covalent compounds, like methane, we can say about methane. Methane is a covalent compound now. They have a low melting point and boiling point. They are insoluble in water, but soluble in organic compounds or organic solvents. And later on, the last one, they are poor conductors of heat and electricity. Okay, this was about methane. Now the next topic is saturated and unsaturated hydrocarbons. Saturated and unsaturated hydrocarbon we have seen. The compounds which contain only hydrogen and carbon are called as hydrocarbons or organic compounds. But now the hydrocarbons, they are also differentiated as saturated and unsaturated hydrocarbons. Let us see what are they. A carbon atom exhibits a characteristic property. It has or it follows a special property, characteristics, notable property, notable, which can be noticed. It can form a chain of carbon atom. I said you earlier only about carbon. Carbon can form a chain of carbon atom by forming covalent bonds with other carbon atoms. Yes, with other carbon atoms. It can form a chain of carbon atom by forming a covalent bond, single bond with other carbon atoms. Now, the hydrocarbons having only single bonds between carbon atoms are called saturated hydrocarbon. The hydrocarbon having a single bond between carbon atoms, they are called as saturated hydrocarbons. Hydrogen as well as carbon. The hydrocarbons which have single bond between carbon and hydrogen atom, they are called as saturated hydrocarbons. Examples are ethane. Symbolically, you can say ethane as C2H6. And in the bracket, you will see, I have written CH3 single bond CH3. And if you observe carefully, you will find there are two atoms of carbon, that is C2 and H6. If you'll club them together in the bracket ones, if you'll club them together, the ones which are in bracket, you will get the symbolic formula C2H6, 2 carbon atoms, 6 hydrogen atoms. This is ethane. Ethane, the covalent compound, ethane. Another one is the propane. Propane. As there are many compounds after ethane, methane, propane, likewise, they go on increasing. The carbon and the hydrogen atoms also go on increasing. For propane, you can say symbolic formula is C3H8. C3H8. And if you want to write in a structural formula, it would be CH3 single bond, CH2 single bond, CH3. Now if you calculate the bracket ones, how many carbon atoms are there? 1, 2, 3, C3. Carbon atoms, 3, C3. And if you calculate all the hydrogen atoms, this H3 plus H2, H5, and H5 plus H3 again H8, C3, H8. This is for the saturated hydrocarbons. Saturated hydrocarbons are the covalent compounds and they have the single bond. They have the single bond. The next one would be some hydrocarbons have a multiple bond. Multiple means many between two carbon atoms. It can be sometimes double also. It can be sometimes a triple bond also. Some hydrocarbons, they have a bond, multiple bond between the two carbon atoms. They can be double also, they can be triple also. Hydrocarbons having at least one multiple bonds are called as unsaturated hydrocarbon. Unsaturated hydrocarbon. For example, ethene, H2C or CH2 double bond CH2. And for ethine is HC triple bond HC. The ethene is CH2 and double bond CH2. Ethine, when Y comes between E and E and N. If you put Y there, it will become ethine. For if it is propane, then it will become propyne for a triple bond. For double bond, it will be always ethene, propene, butene, likewise. And for triple bond, it will become ethine, methine, propyne like. So attention we have to pay on the definition, that is hydrocarbons having at least one multiple bond are called as unsaturated hydrocarbon, or you can say hydrocarbons having at least one hydrocarbons having a double or triple bond, they are also called as unsaturated hydrocarbons. Now before moving to our evaluation part, there is one activity in your textbook page number 143 that we will see with the help of Top Scorer app. Stay tuned. Stay tuned here, please. Is the voice audible? Almas madam?
No.
Okay, now you just pay attention to this activity. I will explain you. See, the covalent bonds are formed by sharing electron. Now let us see the solubility of carbon. Solubility of carbon. There is one question, does an electric charge form on atoms when a covalent bond is formed between them? Why is a single bond between two carbon atoms strong and stable? Three apparatus is shown here, three conical flasks. These are the three conical flasks. Stirrer. Chemicals are water, kerosene, cooking oil, coal powder. Just we are adding in it. Take three conical flasks and take cooking oil, water and kerosene respectively in each of them. Add a half a spoonful of coal powder in each of the conical flasks we are adding, and stir. Stir means ऐसे उसको mix करना, to stir. What we will observe, in which of the solvents, water, cooking oil or kerosene, does the coal powder will dissolve? In which of them it will dissolve? Coal powder does not dissolve in any of this solvent, because carbon is insoluble in the solvents. Now the reaction of carbon with oxygen. The apparatus here shown is, this is the burner, carbon is being heated there, blue litmus paper, In second part, the litmus paper is heated. With which gas in the air does the coal reactor ignite? Ignite means burn. What is the substance form? What is the substance form in both the case? In both the case, in the first one carbon dioxide, and the blue litmus, carbon plus oxygen, it gives carbon dioxide. And about litmus, the moist litmus turns red, the blue litmus turns red. Now the reaction of lime with carbon. Test tube, straw, lime water. Take freshly prepared lime water in a test tube and blow for some time into the lime water. Blow with your mouth. What do you see with the straw? Yes, the lime water will turn milky. The lime water will turn milky because the carbon dioxide you are exhaling from your mouth and the lime water is CaOH twice, and a precipitate is formed, that is the CaCO3 calcium carbonate, and it is a white precipitate. It is a white precipitate plus water is formed in this. Okay, so this was the activity till which we have continued, and then now again move to our evaluation part. So now these are the questions. First, let us read out all the questions which we have studied in this lecture. I'll read out the questions first. First, the questions are answered. First, question number 1 is answer in 1 or 2 lines. What are the different amorphous forms of carbon? That is number 1. Then the number 2, what are the different types of coal? Number 3, what are the uses of coal? Number 4, what are the different uses of coke? And fifth one, define the term hydrocarbons. And the question number 2 is, which you have to answer briefly, is what are saturated and unsaturated hydrocarbons? Give examples. And second one is the state the properties of covalent compounds. State the properties of covalent compounds. Now I will answer first all these questions. Then I will give you listen.